Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is February 6, 2013. This is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Kate Murphy. In today's headlines, the killing of Chris Kyle and Chad Littlefield sparked questions on whether gun therapy is good. A Tarleton student and coach make university history. State Representative J.D. Sheffield is named to 3 House committees. The Granbury City Council moves to begin construction on Granbury Opera House. In sports, the NBA will be hosting the 2013 All-Star Game in Houston, Texas. And a group of tourists were sexually assaulted at a resort in Mexico. Now, today's top news coming from the Associated Press. In state news, the recent deaths of former Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle and friend Chad Littlefield have sparked questions about using gun therapy to treat veterans with PTSD. Dr. Charles Marmer of the Psychiatry Department, Langdon Medical Center at New York University, encourages veterans to use caution when considering therapy involving shooting. San Antonio psychiatrist Dr. Harry Croft has worked with veterans struggling with PTSD. He also told the Associated Press that he does not consider gun therapy a good idea since the smells and sounds of gunfire can promote responses that the shooters may not be aware of. But the founder of the advocacy group Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, Paul Retkoff, says that target shooting therapy has been known to be helpful to veterans. He and former Air Force Staff Sergeant Tim McCarty say veterans find it helpful connection to their time in the military. Retkoff adds that he hopes the tragedy will not cause veterans with PTSD to be stereotyped, and that he feels that more treatment options, including gun therapy, need to be researched. In campus news, Coach Gary Fowler and Defensive Lineman of the Year, Rufus Johnson, made history by participating in the Texas versus the Nation TVN Collegiate Senior All-Star Game last Saturday. The game was held in Allen, Texas, at the Eagle Stadium. Before the Saturday game, the record stood at Nation 2, Texas 2. Texas lost the chance to change record to Nation 2, Texas 2. Fowler was the defensive coordinator for the game, and Johnson said, "So it was pretty cool that I got to be with the coach one last time." Fowler said Johnson did well in the game and blocked a field goal, among other outstanding plays throughout the game. Johnson is now training in Miami, Florida, to hopefully get drafted in the 3rd week of April. In local and regional news, according to the Stephenville Empire-Tribune, Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives, Joe Strauss, named Representative J.D. Sheffield to 3 House committees: Public Health, Corrections, and Rules and Resolutions. Sheffield represents District 59, which includes Erath and 7 other counties. The other 7 counties include Comanche, Coryell, Hamilton, McCulloch, Mills, San Saba, and Somerville. The Corrections Committee oversees the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. There are several Texas correction and facilities in the District 59. The Rules and Resolutions Committee is a procedural committee for the Texas House. For more information or questions regarding these 3 committees, call Representative Sheffield's Capitol Office at 512-463-0628. In regional news, according to Hood County News, Gary Couch on the Granbury City Council made a motion last night to move forward with plans to redevelop the Granbury Opera House. The motion was met with 12 unanimous votes. The Opera House Redevelopment Committee just approved the plans, which means after months of postponement, construction will begin in the next few weeks. The design features approved by the committee have increased the price from $2.2 million to approximately 3 million. And now for today's national and international news from the Associated Press. In sports, February 15th through the 17th, the NBA will be hosting the 2013 All-Star Game in Houston, Texas. The weekend will be full of spectacular events, drawing in thousands of people from all across America. Events taking place include the point guard agility course, the legendary three-point contest, the world-famous NBA dunking contest, followed by the All-Star Game. Starring the captain of the East Coast, Dwayne Wade, and the West Coast captain, Chris Paul. The coaches that will be presiding over the actions are the Miami head coach, Eric Spoelstra, from the East, and the Spurs head coach, Greg Popovich, from the West. The East Coast starring guard, Rajon Rondo, from the Boston Celtics, will not be playing due to the torn ACL suffered in a recent game. In international news, 6 Spanish tourists were sexually assaulted at a once glamorous Pacific Ocean resort. There were among 13 people staying in a condo when 5 armed, masked men forced themselves in, tied up the 6 men present, then assaulted 6 of the 7 women. The 7th woman, a Mexican national, was not assaulted. In weather, according to theweatherchannel.com, today's forecast calls for a high of 70 and a low of 54, with a 30% chance of precipitation. Today's broadcast was produced by Ian Trobe, Alyssa Wynn, Rachel Peoples, Kelly Rumsey, Laura Jokel, and Adaris Pregis. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and don't forget to check out our website at www.texannews.net. I'm Kate Murphy. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.